This is an X Squad affiliate podcast. X Squad.
The number one cheap rocket jersey firm.
Lonely Hearts Cafe.
Spicy conversations.
Vince Wright, the sports governor from Minnesota.
Mandela
Microwave.
Reggie Long, a.k.a. Dollars and Cents.
My name is Nathan Ivey.
The Sports Bar, also known as Stacy Sports Radio.
Victor Maroon Show.
Law 700.
Your boy DJ Keeper. The BS3 Sports Show.
This is DJ Queen from the X Squad.
Jelani, JB Bodie, and of course, my man Lopan on the Wait a Minute Show.com. Ain't that right, Lopan?
We got the jazz.
Fresco famous.
Barbershop Sports Talk Podcast.
Soul meets the streets radio.
DJ New.
From the bar. Talking 30. Chopping it up with Q. Enough with the BS podcast.
Talking with Tori Show.
Punch Tar Sports Radio Podcast.
Tasty Talk with Mandela Young.
X gon' give it to you.
It's gonna be called The Barbershop.
This is the barbershop.
What's going on? This is the Barbershop Sports Talk Podcast on barbershopsportstalkpodcast.com. I am your host, Maestro Styles, with Trey Frazier.
Yep.
Welcome. Real quick information. You can follow us on Instagram at Barbershop Sports Talk Podcast, on Twitter at Barbershop SPOR2. Make sure you like the Facebook page and subscribe to the YouTube channel as we put out content weekly, recording the shows, blog posts, and things of that nature. We fresh off a week hiatus. I want to send a special happy birthday to my Zari, who turned 7 last Tuesday, which is why we didn't do the show, which was one of the reasons why we didn't do the show. What's good, man? Because I know you want to send some shout-outs, too. Because, you know, it's funny. I just realized this week how close our daughters' birthdays are.
Yeah. And now that you brought that up, I'm just now realizing it myself, man. But, yeah, happy birthday to Zari, man. Happy birthday. For certain. How old? 7?
7, yeah.
7 years old? Man, kids is getting old, man.
Yeah.
It's just like that.
Just like that.
I just remember her being... this small, and now she's
tall and facing a tablet.
Man, crazy, man. But we been going for a minute, man. Now we back with the jump off, man. We back, man, and I got a few shout outs, man. And let me first say, since you brought up birthdays, I want to say special happy birthday, a happy 3rd birthday to my daughter Natalie. We had a great time over the weekend. Yes, sir. We took her to Sesame Place on Sunday, coming back from New York, from, something I'll get into in a second. But yeah, it was fun, man. We let the kids partake in a couple of water activities. We did the lazy river, and then we did the little area where the water pops up from the ground and all the other stuff, man. So that was fun. That was real lit. And again, just want to say, special happy birthday to my daughter Natalie, and love you, baby girl, and hope you continue to grow and all that good stuff. Want to transition a little bit over to some rest in peace shout outs real quick here. Marie Carmen, who is Debbie's grandmother, passed away actually on Father's Day morning a couple of weeks ago. So, when you and I, we had talked, that day actually, and, 99 years old, no cancer or anything like that. Relatively healthy for the most part.
Lived a full life at 99.
Absolutely. Yeah, I hope to be 99.
Yeah.
When that time comes.
I hope to be 99 and healthy.
And healthy, exactly. Exactly. But
definitely rest in peace.
Her, she did have asthma, and she did have some breathing issues take place. And so, she's no longer with us. And we had the funeral and the repast and everything on Saturday in Long Island. And so we, made sure we was able to get that going. And so, again, just want to say rest in peace to her, and shout out to the family, to my in-laws and everybody else. We'll get through it, and everything will be all good. I do got a couple announcements. I don't know if you got something, before we get into the sports. Well, I just want to mention a couple of things. I was on YouTube the other day, just kind of looking through our videos and stuff, and I just want to give a special shout out to all of our subscribers and all the YouTube people that have tuned into our videos on a weekly basis. Our video in where we talked about Molly from First Take with LeVar Ball and that situation, we had almost 400 views on just that particular video alone, and we've had about 12 different comments from people, and I know you've replied to some of the comments and everything like that, but I just want to, send love to everybody, and we appreciate the fact that you guys are giving your opinions through our YouTube platform, and, keep them coming. Yeah. Keep them coming for certain, man. I mean, we're definitely trying to grab a hold of this YouTube thing, man, and we're gonna keep it moving as we do this podcast. So just want to give that a shout out. Also, I want to thank everyone who has supported us with the GoFundMe account for the Dallas trip. My cousin Wallace contributed, my aunt contributed, and I know you had some folks on your side do the same thing. Unfortunately, folks, we did not.
Out. That's all.
What's up? Yeah, it didn't work out. We will not be going to SportsCon in Dallas. So, but again, we send love to everybody that supported us throughout the process.
Share the status, or
status anything. Shares, likes, things like that. And again, just thank you for attempting to push the movement for us there. So. But bigger things are on the horizon.
Yeah.
You know, for certain. I mean, like I said, I mean, we're going to be doing some big things this year. And, I mean, we've certainly done some things thus far to get to this point. That would have been an additional event to the portfolio. But unfortunately, we're going to have to pass on. Yeah, we're just going to have to pass on that. I do, and if you don't mind, Maestro, because I was gone all weekend, you had an event, or the podcast, I should say, had an event on Saturday, locally.
Yeah.
And, you know, I know you and I talked a little bit.
It was just a good opportunity to network with some local businesses. Definitely shout out to Deadstock DMV who hosted the event. Eat, which is a clothing brand. Shout out to Malik Jarrett. Jared Malik. If I'm sorry, I'm messing his name up. I think it's Malik Jarrett, but he runs one of Acid clothing brand, Raw clothing brand. Just a couple of people I just had short conversations with about what they're doing. Shout out to your Top Shelf DMV who catered the event, and I had the opportunity to have a to-go plate, and he
threw it down.
He tore it down.
No doubt, he
tore it down. But definitely shout out to the local people who local businesses. I'm sorry. Who came out, networked. We do look forward to the next event, playing a bigger role in the basketball tournament part of it. But it was definitely a great opportunity to meet some people, network,
exposure,
show our face, and represent for the brand. So definitely shout out to Deadstock DMV for inviting us, and we'll see you on the next one for sure.
Yeah, for sure. No doubt, man. And I was kind of bummed I didn't make the event. Obviously, I had the funeral stuff taking place, but glad we was able to get that exposure and work with the people and get your face out there and let everybody know who we are, and that as this event continues, it's a once in a year event.
That's how I understand it. It's a once in a year
event. Yeah. So next year we hope to be back in the door for that one.
And we'll definitely be ready. We'll definitely be ready and.
No doubt.
To do what we do.
No doubt. I'm going to make the promise to try to be there for certain next year. So let me, I just want to give a shout out to the folks here in the chat room. Of course, we can't forget the chat room. We got my homie Vince Wright, repping the X Squad.
What's happening?
Also, it's got the Sports Done Right show. Usually does it Tuesday nights, usually 8:30 Central Time, something like that. So shout out to the homie Vince Wright. We also got the homie Big Kev 303. What's up, man? What's going on? I also see Miss Mocha Bella, the queen of the X Squad. What's going on? Got my homie from Brooklyn up in the house. We got the mayor up here in the chat room. What's good, man? Appreciate you joining us here in the chat room. We got the homie Mo Cheese, a.k.a. Grips, who's also an X Squad affiliate, who's also got his own show, Fish and Grits. Is the name of his show. He and Microwave John Fisher right there. So y'all make sure y'all check that out. And also, I don't want to forget Mo Cheese. We praying for your brother. I saw the messages this morning. Just want to send thoughts and prayers to you and the family and all that.
For certain.
So we'll hold your head high. You're gonna get through all that. We got the homie Key C up here. What's going on, man? What's going on? Thank you for tuning into the show, man. All right, man. So let's get into this, man. Cause
hey, man, look,
I got to get something off my chest here, man. This is really from everybody in sports media, from Stephen A. to being so nauseating on TV, to other personalities just taking their shots at the Knicks and dogging the fact that we didn't get Durant and we didn't get Kyrie Irving. I'm on the road, we coming back from Sesame Place Sunday. I'm on the road. I got Sirius XM radio on, and I'm trying to listen to all the moves and stuff, because at that time, that's when things was really starting to, heat up and everything.
Yeah.
And I'm just hearing all these dudes bashing the Knicks. Like, they killing them on the radio. And I'm like, wait a minute. they didn't get these guys. And first, I'm gonna be clear about something here. And if in case I didn't make myself clear about how I feel about Durant with the Knicks, I wanted Durant obviously healthy 100%. When, you know, the rumors was first starting to go around that KD might be coming to the Knicks. I was going to believe it when I saw it, but for the most part, if he's healthy and it's the offseason, yeah, go after KD. No question about it. He ruptured the Achilles. He had a couple injuries. Okay. Knicks, I think you need to just back off and just, you know, continue to just draft your guys, just build through the draft, you know, develop your players and just let, you know, because KD's not going to play for a year. And you're going to throw all the money at him, and you won 17 games. I mean, the worst record in the league. And I just don't think it was in a proper position for the Knicks to give him that contract. The Knicks, that is.
Okay.
And with all that being said, man.
I'm sorry. I'm going to forget if I don't ask.
Okay. What's good?
So you were willing to throw away the best player in the league because he wasn't going to be there for 1 year?
He wasn't going to be there for 1 year. Plus, he's, what is he, almost 7 foot tall. He's coming off an Achilles injury. He's 31 years old. And by the time he really kind of gets back into form, because even that first year when he gets back,
he might not be
100%. So you're possibly looking at him the second year go around. Really, like, if we were to sign him to the contract, it would really be like the third year of that contract where you would really see him at 100%.
Okay.
And at that time, he's going to be 33 years old at that point. And now you're just kind of like, okay, this is... historically for the Knicks, these types of moves haven't really worked out in the past with, you know... I don't want to say guys like KD, because obviously they went after Melo, they went after Marbury, and back in the day, they went after a whole bunch of guys, and it just hasn't really worked out the way they thought it would work out.
Okay.
So the way they're doing it right now, by the way, drafting R.J. Barrett with the third pick, definitely it was a no-brainer. You had to do that. Look, man, you got all these picks. You traded Porzingis to the Mavericks, and you got some draft picks back. Look, man, just keep building this team and this roster through the draft. And in my eyes, I think the Knicks right now, what they're doing, I'm fine with it. And I don't want to pretend like I'm the biggest Julius Randle fan per se. But 3 years, $63 million on an average $21 million per year. 2 years, the third year, you know, the option. I like that contract for Julius Randle. I mean, the dude is coming off of averaging 22 points and 9 rebounds per game with the Pelicans last year. And if you look up this guy's stats every single year...
He's a good player.
He's a good player, and he has improved, and he's 24 years old. So to spend money on a guy who's young and a guy whose stats have improved... I kind of like that. Now, as far as the other guys are concerned, Taj Gibson, Elfrid Payton,
Bobby Portis. I didn't know y'all got Elfrid Payton though.
Yeah, Elfrid Payton, Bobby Portis, Reggie Bullock, and I'm missing a name. It's blanking on me, but all those guys got 2-year deals, probably with like an average of $8 to $10 million per year. Now, here's the thing about those contracts. If the Knicks want to, they can wait till about February of next year when, you know, maybe the Knicks might be out of a playoff race.
Yeah.
And then they decide, you know what, let's get some more draft picks. We have contracts that are tradable. These are tradable contracts that they just offer these guys.
Yeah.
These aren't ridiculous, you know, amounts of money that's going to be difficult to swap, you know, for picks.
Right.
So the Knicks... Scott Perry, got to give him credit, Steve Mills and all that, and Fizdale. They were smart getting these guys in a room and putting these contracts together. So I'm at the point to where it's like, guys, and I want to shout out the Knicks fans that I know, you know, on a personal level. I know Chief Rocka, Chips Telford, even you, Jungle Brother. Just block the noise. Just block the noise. Everybody wants to make the Knicks look bad in a situation. And that whole thing about Dolan coming out and saying, well, they never offered KD a max contract. So what? So what if they didn't, even if it's true? So what?
So let me ask you then. All this hype,
right?
All this hype. What are your expectations at this point then? Because you don't look at, and let's be clear, this is a nice little roster that they get. This is a nice little roster,
right?
If Tisdale, whatever his name is, puts it together. If he puts it together, they might, get an 8-7 seed.
Maybe they could be what the Nets were this past year. Maybe.
I'm thinking maybe with, I don't know. They got a decent roster on paper. That is what I get at. I won't get at speculations yet.
Yep.
But this ain't the team that Knicks fans thought they were going to have. And to say that this isn't a letdown, this is a letdown.
Well, let's be clear why it's a letdown in many people's eyes. It's because the guys that they were going to get are playing across the river with the Nets. That's really why. This is what and I'll reference.
I'll listen to you.
I'll reference what I heard on the radio on the way home. Is that they were making this more about the Knicks not being able to get those guys versus what the Nets did to pull off getting these two guys. Why can't we just give the Nets props? Why does it have to be? Well, the Knicks, missed out. Why can't we give the Nets their props? I don't hate the Nets.
No, you don't hate the Nets.
You know what I'm saying?
It's like if the Clippers would have pulled LeBron AD. Lakers fans wouldn't be giving Clippers fans props.
Well,
Lakers fans would not be giving Clippers fans.
I think it's I hear you. I just think it's a different dynamic between the two teams in both cities. I just think it's different.
Well, they're similar in the sense that Brooklyn, for all the intents and purposes, until maybe now, the Brooklyn Nets are the little brothers of the New York Knicks.
Absolutely, and they will always be the little brothers in the town.
What makes you so certain now? See, here's the thing, and I'm not a New Yorker. You know what I'm saying? But I know the Barclays Center is popping. I know what they've done to the Barclays Center.
Yes.
No. I'm saying when it was constructed, the we know with the club in it and like the Barclays represents New York in the sense of gentrification and all those types of things. And now they got the top two or the top three, two of the top three free agents coming to their city, coming to their stadium, the gentrified New York Stadium. While the New York Knicks, that represents, kind of, for lack of a better term, your New York, gets Julius Randle, who is a good player,
right?
But is on the third tier of free agents. If we're talking of,
no debate there.
So I don't agree with your take in the sense that no, Knicks fans should be pissed. Knicks fans should be pissed. They should be upset because now see, and I don't necessarily know who's left on the free agent market. I know Kemba's gone, Clay re-signed.
D'Angelo Russell is gone. Who I would have liked to have seen them go after.
I mean, but he might still be.
That's what I hear. They might be trying to deal him. I hear that.
But they got every right to be upset, man, because this is a James Dolan move. Or let me not say move because he didn't do nothing. He didn't get nothing done.
Right.
But this is classic James Dolan where you are in prime position to make it happen, and you gave everybody the gas. And here you are with nothing. And let's be clear, They are here with nothing, and with respect to R.J. Barrett and with respect to Julius Randle, they got nothing.
Well, you're right. Fans who had expectations of getting Durant and Kyrie should be upset. They should be pissed off. I have no argument there. My argument is that the narrative is that the Knicks blew this more than the Nets won this. And I'm on the side of, and I'm not just, the only Knicks fan that's, positive about this. There's other positive Knicks fans that I've talked about, that I've talked with on social media, and even Chief Rocker called me like on a personal tip yesterday, and wanted to talk about what I thought and everything. Look, I'm good with it. I'm good. The Knicks didn't. To me, the Knicks.
They didn't sign a player to a big contract.
They didn't overpay for a guy who's going to hurt them down the road. Mm-hmm. They didn't screw it up.
But do you understand, and I hate to cut you off, I don't hate to cut you off. Do you understand how crazy that is, that we are praising the Knicks for not making a mistake?
It's crazy, but this is what they need to do.
Yeah.
This is the way that they need to go about building their team. I mean, come on. I mean, when was the last time the Knicks really developed guys that they drafted? When was the last time? It's been a while, right?
I can't speak on it. I mean, you would be better at it than I would. I mean, I think Tim Hardaway, but they got rid of him.
They got rid of him at one point, and then bought him back or whatever, and then they shipped him off again.
Yeah.
Porzingis came in, and I mean, he got hurt a bunch of times, but had potential. But then they shipped him off. Mm-hmm. I mean, do I have to go back to Patrick Ewing?
But
as the last guy that they've drafted and developed into what he became.
Yeah. I guess so. I guess where I'm at now then is, excuse me, when do y'all plan on winning? Because it looks like, and obviously, Kyrie will be there in Brooklyn,
right? For 1 year, and it's just going to be Kyrie kind of leading the show.
Whoever.
Dinwiddie and LeVert are going to be there. They didn't lose nobody really, except for D'Angelo Russell,
right? Which is a loss, but we kind of knew we was going to lose him.
Sure. That was the replacement.
Yeah, really. So there'll be a kind of in the same ilk they were this year, probably like a 6 seed, somewhere in that.
The Nets,
yeah, they'll probably be
around a 6 seed team. Might have more wins, but maybe still stuck in that 6 seed.
They'll be in that area. They won't be a top 4 team, but they'll be in the playoffs. They'll probably be in the same situation they just had last year, where they'll see a first round exit.
Yep.
But knowing next year that with and let's be clear, if Kevin Durant with Kyrie Irving, and if they pull DeAndre Jordan like they're trying to pull,
I thought they did that already.
They did?
I thought they made that happen.
Well, if they did, then
that kind of was part of the whole thing for them coming together, because I think somebody had to take less money for DeAndre to kind of slide in there.
So you talking about one of the better big men in the league in DeAndre Jordan.
Yep.
The best player in the league, which that'll probably change, by the time he comes back. But
and a guy who's got the best handles in the league.
I'm confident that KD will be as well. He'll come back when he's healthy and be a top 10 player still. I'm confident in that.
Yeah, certainly. I think his skill set. His skill set will still be, because he could shoot.
Yeah, he'll still be able to score.
He could shoot. He might not move around as well, but he might not have to move around.
He'll still be able to score. Yeah. And you got young boys that don't necessarily need to be paid right away.
They don't.
And LeVert and Dinwiddie.
And both those guys can slash to the basket really well.
They got a squad.
Yep.
In the East. Particularly if Kawhi is gone.
Yep.
They got a squad in the East that could go to the finals.
They could.
Between them and the Sixers.
In a few years,
yeah. Between them, and if the Sixers keep it together.
Yeah.
They got a squad that could possibly go to the finals. That don't bother you a little bit? Because
it
here's
doesn't
the thing.
bother me.
Because here's the thing. DeAndre Jordan was with the Knicks.
Yeah.
You're talking about those same guys with a RJ Barrett, who we don't know who he's going to be in the NBA yet, but we see what it look like. We think he's going to be good.
Yeah.
Y'all got young talent.
Mitchell Robinson look good.
Got young talent.
Alonzo Trier look good.
Y'all got good front court talent that's coming up.
Right. And Dennis Smith Jr. is on the squad too. He's got some upside.
So it's like y'all have essentially the same, similar pieces. I don't want to say the same, similar pieces on your team that the Nets have on their team minus the stars.
Right.
You're looking with those guys, even with KD being out for a year.
Yep.
When he comes in, you're looking at a team that could possibly go to the finals in 2 years.
Yep.
Depending on the state of the East. I mean, the only team that looks on paper that I can think of on top of my head, trying to process all these movements, the only team that look like something, that looks finals ready is the Sixers.
Sixers, yeah.
That's the only team that, I know Miami got Jimmy Butler, but who else?
Finals, no.
Because Dragic is gone. Yeah. Whiteside is gone.
Now, if they get Beal, then it makes them better if they get Beal, but I don't know if it still gets them, finals ready. Yeah. But I hear what you're saying.
You're talking about and I
don't want to sleep on the Bucks either.
And the Bucks. I'm sorry, and we should respect the Bucks. But you're looking at a team. Like I said, 2 of the top 3 free agents on your team is a significant change to your team.
No question.
You have to look at the opportunity of going to the finals if you add Kyrie and KD to any team, even if KD's out that first year.
Yeah. No question. I understand. And let me say this. It makes perfect sense for the Nets to make the moves they made. It makes perfect sense. They won 41, 42 games last year. They were in the playoffs, and they have young pieces. Like, that team is more ready to win than the Knicks are. And I hate to say that as a Knicks fan, but it's the truth. They're ready to win. And winning 42 games, let's be honest, if it's the offseason and I'm looking to track somebody, coming off a 40-win season is more attractive than coming off of a 17-win season.
Unless you know KD and Kyrie coming.
There's so many stories out there. Were they really coming? Did Dolan offer the contract, or was he just saying that to save face because he knows the rival across the river got the guys that he wanted, the fans wanted. More importantly, that the fans wanted. Is he trying to show face? I don't know. It's a possibility, but look, I'm not about to sit up here and tell you that I'm about to go cop Brooklyn Nets paraphernalia. Listen, that's my borough. Brooklyn's my borough, but it's always good. And I say this about the teams in New York that I don't root for as hard as I root for the Knicks and the Yankees. Mm-hmm. But anytime those other teams are in the championship, that means my city is getting put on. That means my city's getting exposure. That them winning a title is good for the city.
You mean Brooklyn?
No, I'm just talking about New York as a whole.
Yeah, but come on,
I'm talking about New York as a whole.
But so then let me ask you this. Then.
Yep.
Are you saying that you're okay with the Knicks? With the Nets winning the title before the Knicks?
I'm fine with it, man. Yeah. I'm fine with it. Listen, let's be honest about something here. This isn't Raven Steelers. Like, this is uncomparable to that.
I get it.
Because when growing up, right? Growing up, when the Knicks were good in the 90s, the Nets weren't, challenging the Knicks, for supremacy and back in the 90s.
And they wasn't
when the Nets got good, when they went to them finals in the early 2000s, the Knicks wasn't irrelevant.
But
so it's not like
New Jersey Nets, though.
Huh?
They was the New Jersey Nets,
but they were still the metropolitan area rival.
Yeah, but
still.
You got to admit that it's different. Like And again, I'm not a New Yorker, and I don't know New York geography like that.
Well, I'm telling you that New Jersey and Brooklyn, they're two different places, no question about it. They were still considered to be the metropolitan area rival to the Knicks, even though I didn't really feel like they were a rival to us back then. Because those teams weren't good at the same time. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like one was, both teams were good and one was trying to knock the other out.
So in turn, are you saying, and again, the idea of the Knicks and the Nets it being a rivalry, that's not true. We understand that. I'm with you there.
Yeah.
As a Knicks fan, and I can only speculate because I'm not a New Yorker.
Right.
As a Knicks fan the Knicks has been terrible for
almost 20 years, man.
For the Nets to come in 10. Has it even been 10 years? It's been about 10 years. Almost
since the
Nets
move to Brooklyn?
About almost 10 years.
Almost 10.
About
okay.
8, maybe 8 years.
Almost 10. Yep.
For the Brooklyn Nets to come in 8 years, give or take.
Okay.
And possibly have a championship caliber team while y'all signing Julius Randle and Elfrid Payton. I can't imagine. I can't imagine.
And that's fair.
That's like the Washington Wizards, and the Washington Wizards clearly going into tank mode right now. That's what they're doing.
Yep.
That's like the Washington Wizards been bad for 15 years, and then they develop a Merlin team, and they become good in 5 years and win a chip. It's not that we got beef with Merlin,
right?
But I'm gonna feel some kind of way about Merlin.
I hear you.
I'm gonna feel some kind of way about a Baltimore basketball team.
Right, I hear you.
Winning the chip when the Wizards been garbage, and I'ma certainly feel bad if Kawhi Leonard be like, yeah, I want to play for the Baltimore or whoever, and I ain't going to play for no Washington Wizards.
Yeah,
and then he go to the Baltimore team,
right,
and win a chip.
Yeah, I'm
gonna feel some kind of way, Trey.
That's not crazy.
And I don't care how many third tier talent we pick up on cheap and expiring contracts,
right,
to make us look like look.
That's not crazy. No. That's not a crazy thought. And again, trust me, there are Knicks fans that are pissed off about this. There's Knicks fans that actually feel this way. But I'm just of the notion that this team doesn't need to make any more mistakes. The Knicks, that is. They need to draft these players, do it the right way, develop these guys so that some of these guys, and they got to make the right picks, obviously. You make the right picks, hopefully these guys turn into top 10 talent. That's what, as a Knicks fan, that's what I'm looking for at this point. Again, for me, once the injury happened to KD, to me that was no longer. I didn't even think it was a reality to begin with, but after the injury, for me, for certain, that wasn't a reality anymore. Dolan could say whatever he wants. If that's true, but. Trust me, there were Knicks fans that was like, yo, don't give KD the max. Just, let's keep our picks. RJ Barrett, that's our guy. Let's keep moving forward. Let's sign, good young players to smart contracts. And even if, like we're predicted to be, like I said, I'll say it again. If we're out of a playoff race come February, those are guys that are easily tradable. There's going to be teams that are in playoff positions that's going to want maybe a Taj Gibson, maybe need some toughness in a Taj Gibson.
Nobody picking up Taj Gibson.
Come on. They do this every year.
I get what you're saying.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm just saying Taj Gibson At this stage of his career, I can't see it, bro.
Don't be surprised.
I will be surprised if somebody in February says we need toughness on our squad right now for the playoff run.
Don't be surprised.
Let's get Taj Gibson.
Don't be surprised.
No, I will be. No, quote me. Stamp this. I will be surprised in February if a team says we need toughness on our squad. Let's go get Taj Gibson from the Knicks and give him a draft pick. I'd be surprised.
All right.
And I'd be disgusted.
Why?
Taj Gibson is not that dude no more. He just ain't.
No, I agree with you there, but I mean, it's not.
I know who he was when he was that,
right?
But he ain't that.
But it's not just Taj Gibson per se. It's the fact that the guy is easily tradable in the minds of the Knicks and whoever wants to trade.
Yeah, but who?
It's part of that too.
But again, for me, is who would want who's giving up a draft pick for Taj Gibson in February? That's what I'm getting at.
Somebody will.
I hope
somebody will, and again,
I hope for your sake.
And again, right. I'm just using Taj Gibson as an example.
I mean, but we're talking about the Knicks and people on that roster.
But Elfrid Payton, you don't think if there's somebody, let's say an injury happens or something, you don't think a playoff team in position trying to, and I'm not just talking about like top 4 teams. I'm talking about teams that's trying to get in. You don't think somebody's gonna give up a draft pick to get Elfrid Payton?
Let me say this. I get where you're coming from. Elfrid Payton is young,
and it's happened. That's the thing. These types of things happen.
I get that these players on this roster that you're referring to are not the people that I would think that the Knicks would get off of draft picks in a playoff for a team trying to have a playoff push.
Why not? They're young. They're young players.
Taj Gibson's not young.
Well, okay. I'm just saying in general with the 6 guys that they got. Don't tell me that 3 of those guys.
Okay, remind me of the guys they get. Julius Randle was obviously
Julius Randle, and let's be honest. Julius Randle is probably one of the guys that they're gonna keep for the full 2 years plus the third option.
Okay,
so you're really talking about Bobby Portis, who's young.
I don't know how I feel about Bob. I mean, he's had some good games with Washington last year.
That's right. Yeah,
he's had good games, so I won't pretend like...
That's right. Bobby Portis, Taj Gibson, who we just talked about, Elfrid Payton,
Wayne Ellington.
That's right. That was the other guy.
Yeah.
Wayne Ellington.
Reggie Bullock.
And Reggie Bullock.
Who was Reggie Bullock?
Was he with Detroit at one point? I don't remember, but the name sounded familiar when they made the announcement. I was like, yo, that sounded like the old Pistons guy that was on there.
I don't know.
But again, we're just talking about, I mean, again, you're not going to trade for, like top 10 talent in the middle of the season. I mean, these types of things happen.
You're hoping that if it doesn't work out for the Knicks this year, like they don't have a playoff push,
right?
They could trade some of these contracts away for supporting role players in the draft.
For draft picks.
But you're not getting top. It's not like you're getting a first round pick for anybody on this team.
Probably
Probably supplement draft. You're talking about
probably second round pick, maybe a late round pick. Or a protected pick or something like that.
Yeah.
Like one of those situations, like if the team finishes a certain way, then that pick is yours, like that kind of a thing. Yeah, that's probably what's going to. I'm 90% confident that if the Knicks are out of it come February,
they're gonna put them on a trading block.
That's what's going to happen.
They're going to put them on a trading block.
They're going to put half of those guys on a trading block.
Okay.
All right. And again, that's if they fall out of it.
Yeah.
If they're in it, then they'll probably go for the push.
Sure.
So,
Mochi says the hunt for Giannis 2021 has begun. Knicks fans, what up?
But they're not going to. Come on.
They're not going to.
We doing that already?
I thought he meant like finding a Giannis and not.
No, he's saying like that's what the Knicks are like looking forward to now.
To come to the team.
No, come on. No,
I hope
not. Stop, man.
I don't know if we said what's up to H-Rap B, but
what up, man? What's good, man?
That's right. Knicks fans, nobody wants or needs to be in New York anymore for marketing purposes. Dolan needs to sell, get a new vibe going for the Knicks.
That's a fact. Yeah. Dolan got to do something, man. I see RJ up here in the chat room.
What's going on?
Yeah. What's up, man?
H-Rap B says the Nets will be all HMO. KD and Kyrie are always hurt.
We'll see how that pans out, though.
Yeah, I don't know that.
You can't argue the injury history.
I'm sure he's had injuries. I don't know that KD is always hurt. I don't even know that Kyrie is always hurt. He's had injuries for certain.
Well, I think
Kyrie's had more injuries for certain.
But I think he's just referring to the fact that these guys have had injuries and maybe have missed games in between. Not so much that these guys are going to be gone for the season or anything like that.
Yeah, I think they'll be fine. I think they'll be fine when everybody comes back.
And I'll say it again. This makes sense for the Brooklyn Nets to go get these guys. It makes perfect sense for them to go get them. And look, more props to them for doing it. I mean, think about this. When's the last time the Nets, as a franchise, not even Brooklyn, New Jersey, when's the last time that the Nets have had a top 5 player on their roster?
I can't say that. I mean, if you considered Jason Kidd to be a top 5 guy back then, I can't say.
I don't know if I consider him to be top 5 back then.
Yeah, I don't.
I mean, I'll just ring off some names back then. You're talking early 2000s.
Kenyon Martin, Curry, Kittles. No.
Yeah, no. That's what I'm saying.
No, Richard Jefferson.
No. AI, Shaq, Kobe, Duncan, McGrady. I mean, that's 5 that I could just think off the top of my head from back in the day.
No, I mean, the answer is no. They didn't. They don't. They've never had.
It's been a while.
Dr. J?
and that's exactly where I was going with it. Yeah. That's where I was going with it.
I mean, I'll say this straight. That's a very responsible, it's not responsible, a very mature way to look at it. But fuck all that.
Man, no, but again, I'm not upset at the fans for feeling the way they feel. I'm not upset at that part. I'm upset at the people in the media that are just, busting down this door that, like Stephen A. This is the worst day in Knicks history. Is it really? It's the worst day in Knicks history? Come on, man.
But
come on.
In Stephen A's defense, one, obviously he's
a fan. He's a Knicks fan.
No, he got to sell. He got. That's his job. He got to over exaggerate. Obviously, if you
and people bite into that, man. Well, people buy into that. That's the crazy thing about it.
Well,
and it's like, y'all, don't buy any of that, y'all. This is not the worst. I promise you. The Knicks have had some worse days than this. This is not one of them. If you're a Knicks fan,
you know that. So
right, this is not one of them. This is not. But
this ranks though. I'm sorry, this ranks. This ranks.
It rank? Sure.
This ranks and
sure. If you want to put together a top 5 list of Knicks worst days,
this ranks.
Sure. Sure.
Without free agency, with free agency nowhere near being over, this ranks.
Sure. I mean, if you want to do that, I have no argument against that. But to say that it's the worst day, your media guys are reaching, y'all.
But. And I guess to put a button on the conversation,
yep,
I do agree that the Knicks made decent moves. Mm-hmm. I'll say that
to not strangle themselves.
Yeah,
from a cap perspective.
Not even that.
Yeah,
I didn't know they picked up Elfrid Payton.
Yep.
Wayne, they got solid basketball players.
Yep.
If anybody understands how to just coach guys who just want to play basketball, it's Tisdale. Being is it Tisdale or Fizdale? I keep saying Tisdale. Fizdale.
Yeah, not Wayman Tisdale.
Yeah, man. It's Fizdale.
David Fizdale.
It's Fizdale who has had experience in coaching a team.
Yep.
Who doesn't have a whole bunch of flashy stars or any of that nature, just guys who want to play basketball.
Yep.
Who can be coached. He'll be fine. They'll be fine if they do what they're supposed to do under his tutelage.
Yeah, and now it all comes down to what Fizdale can do now, because people have argued that the Knicks tanked on purpose to get to this point. Okay, now we're at this point now where it's okay. Now you got to coach these guys up now. Now this is getting serious now. You got to win more than 17 games.
Do you expect? What are your expectations of the Knicks this year?
My expectation for the Knicks is they got to win 32 games.
32 games.
They gotta win 30. That's it. They gotta win 32 games.
Why 32? Why not 34?
Well, okay, so 34 is about double the 17, but I didn't want to really push it, so I thought, okay, 32 I thought was a really respectable
I'm gonna tell you, man. If y'all say Fizdale is who Fizdale is as a coach, I don't see why y'all can't get an 8 seed.
And remember, it's the East.
Yeah,
so 38. So 38 wins could clinch the number 8.
I don't see why. I don't see why if the Knicks are who they say they are, coaching wise, you make these moves. You got a guy who can get you 20 and 10.
Yep. Dennis Smith Jr. again. Dennis Smith Jr. developing. Mitchell Robinson developing. Alonzo Trier. R.J. Barrett, Kevin Knox. We didn't even mention Kevin Knox.
I told you I knew what I was doing moment. It would be for the Knicks.
If this turns out to be what the Nets did this past season, where they just came out of nowhere, then I'm happy.
If I'm you, and if I'm you, and if I have your stance,
right.
I expect the 8 seed. That's what I expect.
Well, again,
I'm not expecting you to be...
Sure. And again, if they win 37, 38 games, that just might be enough in the Eastern Conference to get an 8 seed.
That's my... for certain.
So, but again, I'm just throwing a number out there because I know what happened last year. 17 wins, take it from 17 to 32, I think is it's a big jump. But considering the pieces that we just talked about, you're putting expectations a little higher than that. So I'll grant that.
That's not my expectations. I'm saying if I were in your situation, if I were taking the stance that you were taking,
right?
Look, we didn't get who we thought we were going to get.
Yep.
Or who, but look, we did this. We got a good coach. We got a good draft pick.
Yep.
We made moves.
Some smart moves, yeah. Real smart moves.
In the Eastern Conference, and with this guy, this in Fizdale that you believe is a quality coach. And I'm not saying 17 to 32 isn't an improvement.
Right.
I'm more so making it because the Eastern, like you said, the Eastern Conference is the Eastern Conference.
Right. Because we don't know if Orlando's going to be what they're going to be. We don't know if the Pistons are going to be.
The Pistons in particular.
What they're going to be.
Yeah.
We don't know if the teams that made it 5 through 8 are going to be there next year.
Who are the Celtics going to be this year?
That's a good point, and I've heard people saying, "Oh, the Celtics are fine," and I'm not so sure that they're fine.
Yeah, I'm like, Rozier is gone, Kyrie is gone, Horford is gone.
Horford's gone, yeah. And Morris might be gone too. So I'm not so sure about Boston. So yeah, I mean, look, no, it's a positive outlook if you're looking at it from my perspective.
I mean. Look,
it's possible,
and I get it. The Pacers play good defense and all that.
Pacers will be there. They'll be
in the playoffs.
They'll be in.
I agree with you there.
Yeah, Pacers will be there.
Are they a lower seed this year? I don't know. I'm just saying I don't know.
Right. Nets will be there for certain.
I think the Nets will be there.
Yeah,
I think the Nets will be there.
So, a Kawhi-less Toronto, where do they fall in your eyes?
Right. Sorry.
For the record, I still think they're a playoff team without Kawhi. They're probably 6 or 7. If you ask me, they're probably that.
I don't know, bruh.
Or they could be out. They could be. But I hear what you're saying. The Knicks have an opportunity to make themselves relevant in a playoff chase.
Those would be my expectations. If we were talking about the Wizards right now, and those
types of moves were made,
I gotta give me an 8 seed.
I'm gonna temper them, and I hear you. I'm just gonna temper them. I think 32, 33 wins. I think for me would be it'll be fine. Whether that turns into a playoff berth, if they win more than that, if they win maybe 5 more games than that, or get to 40, then I'm happy. I'm ecstatic. I'm just tempering the expectations, but I do expect them to win more than 17 damn games for certain. So
you 32 for you.
For me, 32. Okay. And we'll see what happens.
So, I guess I gotta talk about the shit show that is the Washington Wizards for a second. There isn't a whole bunch to say. I mean, we picked up a whole bunch of
some scraps, man.
Yeah, and it really, like I said, it really seems like we are tanking. And we're trying to find a way to get rid of cap space. Yep. We did re-sign Thomas Bryant, who I like. But if they're not going to be able to put a team together in 2 years, right, then you signed him for nothing.
And not to cut you off, but to cut you off, how do you feel about the draft pick?
Didn't like it. I wanted, but I told you who I wanted, and
you wanted Bobo,
and he was there.
He dropped,
he was there to get, and we didn't get him, and he ended up going to the Nuggets, who now he gonna be under Jokic.
Yep,
who.
Yeah,
the Nuggets.
That team gonna be a problem.
The Nuggets gonna be scary.
Everybody talking about the Lakers and all this stuff.
And
the Nuggets gonna be a problem.
And with respect to who we drafted, and I don't even remember his name. And
I just know he's Japanese, or Blackanese. One of the two.
You telling me something?
When
I didn't see Bobo, I just said whatever. I ain't gonna lie to you. I said whatever.
What was the reaction? It was just like.
Because if I'm not, that was a Thursday
night. Yep,
I was recording, so I had my phone here. You know, I normally what I do because I had my sessions up on my screen, on my TV screen. I had my phone on, and the Wizards select not Bowl, and
that was it for you.
And I was like, nah. And I literally cut it off.
That was it for
I literally cut it off. Like, I cut it off and let, my phone just let me know who was getting drafted as it happened.
Yep.
I was upset, man. But it let me know. That the Wizards don't have no expectation. Like,
there's no plan.
They have. Well, I won't say they don't have a plan. I'll say that they're trying to make sure they have space for when an opportunity presents itself.
Yep.
Because it seems like they're trying to get rid of Bradley Beal.
Yep.
That seems evident. John Wall is still on contract,
but he ain't gonna play.
But he ain't season. Right.
Yep.
So they don't feel like they got a shot.
Yep.
And John Wall is a big, maybe 30% of their books.
Talking $43 million this year,
something crazy. So so it's like, how you gonna get out? And for real, this is Bill's second year in that contract, in that extension.
Second year, I believe. Yeah.
So it's like, how are we really getting out of that?
Yeah.
I know people want him. I get that.
Pat Riley want him.
Yeah, I know people want him.
Yeah,
but how we even getting out of that? And by the way, that would be crazy if they pulled off Bill and Jimmy Butler.
Pat Riley.
That would be interesting.
Yeah. If anybody could do it,
that would be interesting. But I say this and I leave it. They need to be able, whatever they're doing. Your jury didn't want to come.
You said I'm gonna keep my ass in Toronto. Yeah.
Whatever they do. Whatever they do,
and they don't have a GM yet, right?
No. Whatever they do,
who's running the?
just can I please have a playoff? I need a playoff team in 2 years. That's what I need. I need a playoff team in 2 years.
All right,
because clearly, I can respect it. Look, I can respect this. And it's funny because I went looking this up. After the Arenas. All that, we were missing playoffs. Then we draft John Wall. First 2 years we missed the playoffs. Get Bradley Beal, and now
y'all had a little run together.
And we got we got a team. We got a unit.
Yep.
Obviously, this is the end of that Beal John Wall run.
Yes.
Obviously.
Yep.
So, all right, cool. Cut it off. Well, this is what they're doing. They're trying to get this done so they can get to the next thing.
Yep. So, from my perspective, and I'll put a bow on it. My thoughts on the Wizards situation right now is that you have to trade Bradley Beal. You have to trade Bradley Beal at this point because your best player, he's injured. He's on the sideline. He's not coming back next year.
He ain't our best player no more. Bradley Beal is.
He's not coming back next year. You got $40 million on the books for him, and then I think you got another 47 after that.
I think so too. I think that's the case too.
So that's going to be a hard contract to get out of, whether it's trade and even if you cut him, you're still going to eat that money anyway. Mm-hmm. So for the Wizards' sake, you trade Bradley Beal, and just another note, they let Satoransky go.
Yeah. I mean, I like him. I did like him, but
right.
Man,
they let him go, but I don't think that was a big loss of any sense.
I like him, but whatever.
At this point for the Wizards, for me, it's now just about trying to find a way to accumulate some draft picks at this point, man. Because to me, y'all at the point where it's like y'all stuck. But it's just a temporary. It's a temporary stuck.
Yeah, but I was saying I don't know if we're necessarily stuck because we're going to be bad next year,
right? But it's a temporary stuck in a sense that financially you're not going to be able to get out of John Wall's contract. Now, if you trade Beal and you get some assets back, maybe a couple players that maybe you could write off the books the following offseason and get some draft picks after that, then cool. But the Wizards at this point, They just gotta accumulate assets where they can, and if that means you trade Brad Beal and maybe you get rid of anybody else that is expendable, and quite frankly, that whole roster is expendable.
The only person on that team that I'm like, all right, maybe we should keep him is Thomas Bryant because we just gave him an.
But you just gave him some money.
Yeah.
But other than that, the majority of that roster is expendable.
Yeah.
So.
All of that
that's
roster
where
is
I'm
expendable. I mean, and honestly, if there was a way we could get rid of John Wall, love what he's done for the team when he was healthy.
That's the luck, man.
Obviously, but
Isaiah Thomas.
Yeah,
we ain't even mentioned the Isaiah Thomas
because there's nothing to mention. He's a part of all the other guys they picked up. It's like expiring contracts, cheap contracts.
Yep.
That you know what I'm saying? Like
guys that maybe
we're clearing books right now. It's
right.
Yeah. So it's like cool. You got to put somebody on the court.
Yeah.
Fine.
So let's
stay in the East. Let's stay in the East.
I want to stay in the East too, and particularly I was trying to go division by division, but it's cool.
Oh.
Well, because you brought the Wizards in, and I thought that was a good segue.
I didn't do that because of divisions. You said Knicks, I say Wizards.
No, that's cool, and that's what I'm saying. That's a cool segue. I'm not debating that. So the Sixers. Let's talk about the moves they made. So Al Horford, he opts out the deal with Boston. He goes to the Sixers. $109 million for 4 years.
Is that too much money?
Is it too much money? No. For Al Horford, no.
Al Horford is 33.
33 years old, but I think what Elton Brand sees here is that he sees there's an opportunity
to go to the finals now.
For finals now. So yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So you go and get that guy. And even if the thinking is we just don't want him with the Celtics because that's the rival, I'm fine with that too.
With that. Okay.
So you make that deal, you keep Tobias Harris. Now maybe that's a lot for him, given that offensively, I think he's good. Defensively, he's questionable.
Tobias Harris, you said?
Tobias Harris.
You think he's good?
Defensively, I don't know about him defensively.
I mean, I wouldn't put him on your number one guy, but I mean,
for certain,
certain. Okay, I wouldn't call him. I wouldn't. I mean, he's solid. I would think. I think.
Right, but I don't knock the Sixers for bringing him back.
Yeah. 100. No.
Yeah, I don't knock them for doing that.
I saw this on Bleacher Report. The roster projected top five roster is Joel Embiid, Al Horford, Tobias Harris,
Josh Richardson,
Simmons, and Josh Richardson. That's a good top. That's a good front. That's a good starting five.
That is a great front court right there.
Yeah, that's with Horford at the 4.
That's a great front court.
Because Al Horford, I feel like he's played center all his career, but
You feel like he's more effective at the 4?
I've always felt
at
like
times,
I've always felt like he's a 4.
Mm-hmm.
He's 6'10". That's one.
Yep.
But I've always felt like he's a 4. I think this is going to be good for Al Horford. They got the pieces. Shooting.
That's questionable.
Yeah, shooting's questionable.
They're going to have to maybe give some 1-year deals to some guys.
And then you got rid of your best shooter.
Right.
Which, by the way, I think it was about his time.
I think that had to happen.
Yeah, it was about his time.
Just from the Sixers' perspective, that had to happen.
Yeah, it was about that time.
Yeah.
So I ain't mad at that, but you did still get rid of your best shooter. I don't know who's coming off the bench shooting.
That bench is still a little suspect for me.
I don't know who's coming off that bench shooting.
They're going to have to, those guys are going to have to, step it up a little bit if they're not going to get anybody that's proven out there.
Yeah.
And there's deals
but that's the problem. They need to address shooting. That needs to be addressed. Now, I don't know who's left and who's out there. But
the biggest component of their success in these 2 years has really been their shooting. Mm-hmm. So you got to find it if you're Philly.
Yeah,
and they're in prime position to make a run.
But they need, and that's why they need to make it happen this summer because look, you gave him all that money, Horford.
Yep,
he ain't no spring chicken. Y'all, whatever you're going to get out of him, whatever you feel like that $109 million worth, you need to get out of him in his next 2 years.
Right,
you need to get out of him now.
Hypothetically, what if Ben Simmons all of a sudden starts shooting a little better than he's been?
But
it could be dangerous.
But that's why
if he starts to do that,
and that's still more reason why you need to get what you're going to get out of Al Horford now. Though.
Certainly, for certain,
it needs to happen in these next 2 years
for certain.
I feel like if that third year, that window is going to start to close on Al Horford's skill. Mm-hmm. So. Make it happen. Yeah, you definitely got to make it happen.
I hear you.
Kemba goes to the Celtics,
and really it's kind of a swap.
Yeah,
Rozier goes to Charlotte and Kemba goes to Boston.
Yeah,
and we talked about it earlier. I'm not sure where to put the Celtics right now.
Yeah,
there's no Al Horford. There's no Kyrie.
I did forget to mention Kemba though when we were talking about. The state of the Celtics.
Oh yes,
I did forget to mention him though.
Yeah,
because that does change the dynamic. If Kemba is who he was in Charlotte with like a Gordon Hayward, with a Jason Tatum,
and a Jaylen Brown,
like if he's that guy,
better players than what he had in Charlotte,
and this would be a great time to table the discussion. I think Kemba's going to be better in Boston than Kyrie was in Boston.
I think so from a number of perspectives. Number one, I think Kemba Walker will be a much better efficient player because he doesn't have to do all the work like he did in Charlotte. And like we said, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, and the other guys that are there, Gordon Hayward, those are much better players.
Those points are going up for those guys.
Yes.
And Kemba Walker is still probably going to average 22, 23 a game.
Yep. And his assist numbers, I think, will be... I think he can average a double-double, Kemba Walker, if he's, he stays healthy.
22 and 9. I don't know if he's going to get 10 assists a game, but...
I think he has a chance to do that, though.
I give him 8 or 9.
8 or 9? Okay,
I give him 8 or 9.
I mean, that's respectable.
Yeah, I don't see him getting 10 a game, but I think he's going to be better with Brad Stevens. I think because we know why Kyrie went to the Celtics. We know he went there to try to become
the leader
and all this, and I think Kemba is coming in with a different attitude. He just want to be in an opportunity to win games,
to get in the playoffs.
He wants to be in those types of opportunities.
Absolutely.
And it's not necessarily about trying to prove, he's a leader and all that. He's just going to go on the floor, do and ball and do what he do.
Yeah.
And I think the Celtics are going to be better for that. I think the Celtics are going. Now I'm sitting here thinking about it. Mm-hmm. The Celtics are probably going to be still in that same. What
were they? What were they? A 4 seed?
4,
4 or 5,
something
maybe?
like that. They might still be a 4 or 5.
Probably, yeah.
They might. Now I'm sitting here because I forgot about Kemba when we was talking about it.
Right.
They might mess around and still be a 4 or 5.
Yeah, but I still got questions about them just because.
I mean, but the only thing you're really talking about is Al Horford now.
Yeah, Al Horford's not there, and I talked about one of the Morris twins. They possibly might not be there.
Marcus.
Marcus. Yeah, he might not be there. So I mean, that's a lot. So
now you're talking about front court issues.
Defense and all that all plays a factor. So I'm just uncertain. Do I think they're a playoff team?
I mean, and then you talked about Enes Kanter coming in too.
Yes.
He's certainly going to show up the paint. He's certainly going to show that up.
And in offense, he's going to bring that.
I don't know, man. I think.
I mean, it'll be inconsistent, but there'll be nights.
I know he'll defend the paint. That I know Enes Kanter will do.
He'll do that, but Enes Kanter. I mean, historically, he's been a bad defender. Historically, but I think in the system, maybe that could help him better his defense.
I think he'll be fine.
Yeah, but offensively, I think he's better than Al Horford from that side of the basketball.
Nah.
Enes Kanter, offensively, you don't think he's better than Al Horford?
Nah. I know.
I don't know about that, man. I mean, points. Now, if you're talking effectiveness, I'll give you
points
Al Horford.
Points per game.
Enes Kanter. Well, I got to check that because, Enes Kanter probably is not going to give you points consistently on a night-to-night basis.
I don't know that Enes Kanter is averaging 15 points a game.
He'd give you 20 maybe once every 2 weeks or something like that.
I'm confident that Horford is scoring 15 a game. I'm not confident that Enes Kanter is averaging 14 a game.
Well, I'll look that up.
Yeah.
But we'll just continue to dissect the Celtics.
Yeah.
I think they're still a playoff team. I just don't know how good they are yet. I don't know. I just, and this isn't Boston hate or anything. I just don't know. I mean, that's a lot of moving parts.
I'm kind of reneging on it. I'm kind of reneging on them being asked next year because, like I said, I forgot Kemba was there. Enes Kanter is there. Like I said, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum is the guy you need to look at. If this team is ass next year, Jason Tatum is really going to be the guy that you would be kind of expecting to step up point wise and effect wise.
Yep.
And if he don't step up, then I could see this argument. But
So in 44 games with the Knicks, talking about Enes Kanter, 14 points, 11 rebounds a game. And when he got traded to the Blazers, 13 points and 9 rebounds a game.
So I'm pretty confident Horford had more points per game.
Yeah. I mean, it's in the same range. It's not far off. But
and then Enes Kanter can't stretch the floor.
No, that's true.
And Al Horford definitely stretches the floor.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true. So, getting to Milwaukee. So, they keep a couple guys. They signed Middleton to a pretty big contract. They also keep Brook Lopez, and then they bring his brother over, which is kind of unique there. But
I mean, this ain't the first time they played on the same team.
What team did they play on together? Was it the Nets?
I think it was the Nets.
Okay. Yeah, I was going to say, had to be the Nets.
Yeah.
Had to be.
Yeah.
So then you have that, and then they let Malcolm Brogdon walk over to Indiana. Indiana gets him a contract, and I kind of like that move for
Brogdon.
For Brogdon, yeah. But more so for Indiana. I kind of like that move.
I like it for Brogdon because Brogdon got an opportunity to. We're gonna find out exactly what kind of player he is. I mean, he's supposed to be the guy that can bring points.
Right.
We're gonna find out, and they need points.
Yeah, I mean,
even when Oladipo come back,
and I'm not even certain Oladipo gonna be 100% when he get back.
Well, but they gonna need him to score. I would think that if Oladipo comes back and give you 22, 23,
right,
that
Brogdon got
to bring you about it. I'm thinking he got to bring you about the same thing, particularly 20, on the pace. Yeah. I'm thinking like 2023. I'm really thinking that 2023,
right?
Because who else scoring?
So Brogdon's gonna play the point. It sound like
I would imagine so.
Yeah,
he plays point in Milwaukee. I thought.
Well, since Bledsoe got there, they shifted him over to shooting guard.
Oh, okay.
So now that you're in Indiana,
and I know Collison retired.
Collison retired because he wants to devote his life to Jehovah's Witness and all that.
I didn't know why. I didn't know he retired.
Yeah, that's why he retired.
Okay.
He wanted to devote more time to that. So shout out to Darren Collison for that. But so now if you're Malcolm Brogdon, now you're the point guard of the Pacers now. So that backcourt, that's got to be a pretty prolific backcourt if the Pacers are really gonna amp it up. This
and that's
year.
funny, and they got to be 23 and 23.
And number 44, the white boy, they let him go to Utah. So, and I said this about the Pacers after they got bounced out the playoffs. For me, the two guys that's got to show improvement in the front court is Sabonis and Miles Turner. Those two guys have to show me that they could step it up production-wise.
But you only talking about scoring because their defense...
right.
Their
But defense, they could do that. We know the defense is there.
Yeah.
We know that. But offensively, those two guys, if they don't improve, then the Pacers are just going to be stuck in the middle of the Eastern... same old Pacers stuck in the middle of the Eastern Conference. So that's where I see them.
We did forget to mention that Ben Simmons is reportedly about to get a max extension, too.
I saw that earlier.
It's not in stone. It's just
I know.
What was reported.
I saw the report about it. I don't know how I feel about giving a guy that much money and he can't shoot.
I know how I feel about it. You shouldn't be giving it to him.
Yeah, I just don't know.
I don't understand how you give a guy that.
I like Ben Simmons. The guy got to show me he could shoot from 18 feet.
You got to show me he could shoot, period.
You know what I'm saying?
He could do it. He could lay the ball up and get to the rack, and that's important.
Yeah.
But he can't shoot for shit. And it's to the point where he just won't shoot.
Yeah, right.
When shots that a normal guard would take in those situations, he won't take them. So it's like, nah, bro, you don't get no max contract from me.
Yeah.
Nah, respectfully.
Yeah, Elton Brand, just hold off on that, man.
Nah, but he not.
You've been doing some good moves, man.
They gonna lock him up. They're gonna lock him up.
You think they're gonna lock him up?
Yeah. Why even report it?
Yeah, I guess.
Why even report it?
I guess.
Derrick Rose got a contract with the Pistons. With Dwayne Casey.
Yep.
I mean, I don't know that. I'm not saying that thinking that they about to turn up. Derrick Rose ain't gonna come in and be scoring, averaging 25 a game, and but he in a situation where
it's an upgrade.
Yeah,
from what they have.
We got actually the Wizards got their backup point guard Ish Smith. So
I didn't know that. Now was that just a move they made, or
no? This happened Sunday. Ish Smith.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Ish Smith.
Yeah.
Go
and Reggie
Wizards.
Jackson is the point guard in Detroit, right? Still.
As far as I know.
Okay.
I don't think they moved him.
Okay. So Derrick Rose playing the two, or
I'm sure he's coming off the bench behind Reggie Jackson.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure of that.
That might be good for Detroit.
Yeah, I'm applauding that they got him.
Yeah,
that's an upgrade.
and because I keep forgetting Blake is there, and not that Blake is top 10 anymore, but
was he ever top 10?
Blake?
Yeah,
at one point he was.
I mean, he was hyped that way, but was he ever really top 10?
I think he was top 10 for maybe a year or two. 2 years at best. But once we realize, when crunch time, you just ain't got it, and it's like, oh, nope, I can't put you there.
I don't think he was top 10. I don't think he was ever a top 10.
Right.
But, I digress.
But going back to the Heat, we did, bring them up slightly, but just to kind of get a sense of what they're trying to do here. So they did trade Josh Richardson to the Sixers and got back some draft picks, and then they were able to do the sign and trade with Jimmy Butler. So Jimmy Butler is now the man down there in Miami. They're looking to try to make space to possibly get Brad Beal in a trade, and I think if the Heat do that, they are a playoff team. If you ask me, I think if they could pull that off, I think with Jimmy Butler there, along with Justice Winslow, Justice Winslow's a nice player, not anything really not
good
super special, but it's a good solid player.
So in your mind, and obviously we freestyling.
Yep.
Your 8 playoff teams in the East.
Right now, with the moves that are made right now, obviously you got to put Milwaukee, Philly at the top, and then you're talking for 3 and 4. You're talking, and we still don't know what Kawhi's going to do with the Raptors and stuff. But let's just hypothetically say
he stays.
That he stays.
Yeah,
Toronto is in that top 4 for certain. Number 4, I tell you what, man. I might got to go with somebody by default, and it's probably got to be Boston just by default because again I don't know how Oladipo coming back with the injury how he's going to be, but the Pacers I still have in the playoffs probably around the 5-6 spot. I still think the Nets will be around that same 5-6 spot. Yeah. The Heat have this opportunity to get there, but they don't have Beal yet, so I won't put them there. 7 and 8 in the East. Detroit. I gotta put Detroit there.
Or Orlando, but Orlando signed Vucevic, gave him an extension.
They gave him the extension.
I know you're high on him. I'm not super high on him, but I just haven't watched him play to be high on him.
Yeah, I haven't really watched much of him either to say that I'm high on him per se. But I just don't know what else Orlando has. You know what I'm saying? It's like okay, they got the big man. And then Aaron Gordon's okay. He's a good player. Terrence Ross is a good player. But I don't know what else they have. And then you're looking at... let's look at the teams that missed the playoffs last year. The Knicks, obviously, there's some debate about that. But I'll leave them out for now. The Hawks, you think they're not ready?
Nah.
I don't think the Hawks are ready either.
But Ice Trae, man, that dude.
Oh yeah, he the truth, man.
Yeah,
he the truth. I like that. Chicago.
No. What have they even done?
They let some pieces go. I know that. But
who did they go?
Huh?
Who did they go?
That's right. Bobby Portis. They traded him to.
Yeah, that was mid-season.
The Wizards. Right. I forgot about that. But they got. I thought they still got Zach LaVine there.
Oh yeah, no.
Markkanen, the big guy,
the rookie. Or no, like
second or third year guy. The Bulls are kind of in that situation where they're just getting young players and trying to figure it out.
No.
Cleveland, no. I'm missing somebody. The Wizards. No.
It's got to be the Knicks, man. I'm sorry, and I hate to keep putting pressure on your team.
Well, look, it's possible.
It's got to be.
It's possible. Man.
I will very gladly.
The Heat. I mean, the Heat with just Butler. Is that enough for them to get there?
Maybe. Yeah, I mean, if you're asking me who would I pick, the Knicks roster or Jimmy Butler, I would tell you Jimmy Butler. So yeah.
Okay, so I guess there's your 8 right there.
Yeah. Okay.
I think the Pistons. Still,
I don't know how much faith I got in the Pistons, and I know Dwayne Casey's a hell of a coach.
Yeah, I think I got a little confidence in them.
Okay.
That I think they could get there. But yeah, the Knicks. For now, I'm holding them out. But if they get there, it's probably going to be because the Heat and those other teams Pistons just can't, put it together. Yeah. So,
and then we're still under the pretense that Kawhi is in Toronto. So
exactly,
and that changes things if he's gone. I don't think. I'm just not sure they make it without Kawhi.
Yeah,
I'm not sure they make it without.
They
Kawhi.
make it to the playoffs. Period.
Yeah, because now Kawhi's gone. It's not like they going back to DeMar DeRozan.
No, they're not.
And look,
I tell you what, when Kawhi sat those 20-something games,
they were good.
They were good. They were good. So I'll give them the benefit of the doubt just because of that.
Okay.
If they prove me wrong, they prove me wrong.
Okay.
So,
and you know what? I shouldn't. The way they won a championship. I should pay them that respect. So I'm with you. I changed my mind. They'll make the playoffs. Van Vliet will average 18 points. Pascal will average.
Siakam.
He averaged 24 this last regular season?
Like 22, something like that. And there's still an upside with him.
Yeah.
Too. So,
maybe, yeah.
So you never know. When OG, who was injured for the postseason, he comes back, and maybe that's a guy that, picks up where he leaves off. So,
well, what was he doing before he got injured then? That's
OG, he was a good defender.
Yeah.
And as far as I don't know what his numbers are.
I don't think he might have been a 12-point guy, maybe
12, 13-point guy. Maybe. But I mean, more so known for defense than anything.
Yeah.
So the Western Conference, I guess we got to start with the Warriors, man. I guess we got to start with the fallen dynasty at this point, man. So I tell you what, I like the D'Angelo Russell move. I kind of like that, and I know that people are going to say that he probably doesn't fit with what they're trying to do, but people are forgetting, man. Klay Thompson is going to miss probably 66-70% of the season, and if you get D'Angelo Russell along with Steph and Draymond and whoever else they're going to get, I know they got Cauley Stein earlier today, so who's
a good backup point guard.
We'll say it again.
Cauley Stein.
Willie Cauley Stein. He's the center. That was from Sacramento.
Who am I thinking about? Who's the point guard? The point guard is De'Aaron Fox in there.
De'Aaron Fox is the point guard
in Sacramento. Who am I thinking about? Cauley's. It's a white boy.
No, Willie Cauley Stein, the guy that played at Kentucky.
About? Okay, well, clearly I'm thinking about somebody different.
Oh, okay.
But I'm thinking about a white point. When I saw it in the chat that they signed him, and I'm thinking about like a white point guard when I saw that name. So, okay. But obviously I'm thinking about somebody.
I'm looking at Mocha's comments here, and when you say white point guard, I'm thinking about Goran Dragic, but I know that's not who you're talking about.
I'm not. No, yeah, I know who Goran Dragic is.
Yeah.
I don't like that. I don't think that fit is going to be good if he stays in Golden State.
And that's he being D'Angelo Russell. Okay.
I think now I'll say this. Steve Kerr has the innate ability of putting people together and making it work.
Yep.
Clearly he's good at that. So I'll give him the benefit of a doubt. But if I'm looking at what D'Angelo Russell does, or has done with the Nets, I don't see that really working well with the Warriors.
Okay.
Because a lot of Russell's game, and I'm only basing this off the playoffs because I don't watch a bunch of Nets, obviously.
From what you've seen him in the playoffs,
right?
With the Nets,
it's when I've been able to watch him.
Yep.
He does a lot of.
He needs the ball.
Right.
He needs the ball.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a lot of ISO stuff. Only two people that's, well, I ain't gonna say that because they do allow ISO in Golden State, but it's not like, and I hate to compare him to KD because he's just not KD,
right?
But the ability that KD has because he's so tall to jump over anybody and get a shot off,
right.
That is going to be severely missed in Golden State.
Yep.
And I don't know how much of what D'Angelo Russell's skill set is. I don't know if any of what he provides is enough to supplement that ability.
Right.
He's capable of getting to the rack, D'Angelo Russell.
Yep.
He definitely can do that. If I'm being honest, I like the center move in the
Willie Cauley Stein.
I like the center move.
I like that move too
more than I like D'Angelo Russell.
And that means that Boogie's not gonna go back.
Yeah, and I saw something today. Nobody is about to pick this nigga up.
That's a damn shame.
But you saw it.
That's it. Yeah, I saw it,
and I know and I know a lot of it was injury based. Like he got injured.
That's why the market on him as well. Because of the injury.
And then he got injured again. You know, within the playoffs or before the playoffs, and now here we are. It's sad. You're right. But he's
gonna end up taking the veterans minimum someplace. $2 million.
Yeah.
Like he gonna be David West, bro. Like that. It's just crazy. And the dude is in his prime.
Well, age wise, he's in his prime. He's not in his prime balling wise. I think those days. I don't know if he's coming back from this.
From the injury, you talking about from the injury?
Yeah, I don't know if he's coming back from this.
I
don't know. I don't know.
It's possible.
I don't know.
It's possible.
Yeah, I don't know that he's in his prime. I think. But
when he got hurt in New Orleans, he was definitely in his prime.
Yeah, and those days are gone. I think those days are gone.
Man, that's tough, man.
Like those. I'm sorry. I think those days are gone.
Tough.
He's to be a valuable asset. Like he's gonna have to totally revamp his game because he can't jump.
Right.
I mean, it's not like he was ever a jump out the gym dude, but he can't jump at all now.
Yeah, we saw it. We saw it in the playoffs.
Yeah, so he's gonna have to like revamp his game to even be efficient.
And the fact that he can't jump affected his ability to pass too in like some of those situations, man. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
But to reply to your comment about the fit for D'Angelo Russell in this offense, I think what Steve Kerr, and this is just my opinion, I think Steve Kerr is going to kind of tweak this offense a bit to where, and I said it at the top, D'Angelo Russell needs the ball. So he's going to be, for the most part, I don't want to say the primary ball handler, but he's going to have some ball handling duties in this offense.
So you think?
I think that if you're this offense and you could hit Steph at the corner, you could drive to the basket, you could hit Steph out to the perimeter, and we know how great of a shooter Steph is.
So you basically you're saying Steph's going to be running off the ball all day.
It's possible. It's highly possible if this is going to work.
I hear you.
It's possible,
but then it's like, do you want that dude, D'Angelo Russell, handling the ball like that? I'm not saying. I'm just asking. I'm not. That's not to say he is or ain't a good ball handler.
Right.
Draymond has proven like that's his role.
Yes.
Obviously Steph gets
Right.
I mean
and quite frankly, I think Steph and D'Angelo, they could reverse roles every now and then too, because Steph could drive it to the basket and kick it out to D'Angelo.
Yeah, but D'Angelo Russell don't run off the ball like Steph.
That's true. That is true.
Yeah.
But I think if this is going to work, I think Steve Kerr is going to have to tweak some things with this offense for it to work. And let's be honest, the dynasty's over. The Warriors.
When you say dynasty's over, you mean they're not going to win the finals, or did the dynasty
they're not going to
lost?
they're not going to the finals this season.
Okay.
They're not going. And let's remember, Clay is not going to play for about 70% of the season.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So and more so for me, this is probably why you get D'Angelo Russell, just to hey, let's hold the fort down until Clay comes back. So when Clay comes back,
so like if you're in your mind, the projected Warriors 5 is Karlie Stein, Draymond.
Yep.
Not even Clay. Steph Curry, D'Angelo Russell, and somebody at the 3.
Somebody's got to play at the 3. I don't know who that's going to be yet. Because
I know Lumi took a discount to stay.
Yep. And Nick Iguodala, because of his Breakfast Club and MSNBC interviews, got shipped off to Memphis. I think Iggy, by doing that, and he was promoting his book, obviously.
Yeah, right.
I think Iggy had a sense that this was going to happen, which is why he was just going on and kind of, taking the shots at the medical staff.
But you don't write no. That book. Yeah, okay, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, he was promoting the book.
I think he was. I think he was just talking reckless because the book was coming out. And obviously, he didn't write about this past playoffs in his book.
Obviously, they were asking him questions about what was going on with that.
Yeah,
and I think because he knows, like, hey, these guys could trade me.
But you might be on something with the dynasty being over. But I can't believe I heard this, and I hope it's not true.
Uh-huh.
They are supposedly hanging Kevin Durant's jersey in the rafters.
I heard that too. Number 35, and that nobody's ever going to wear 35 again.
As long as said GM is there.
I thought that was an overreaction by the Warriors part. When I first heard it, I thought it was a little bit of like, okay, like, what are y'all really doing? Then I thought about it. I'm sitting there saying to myself, yo, are they really like trying to, save face? Because again, I'll go back to my point about the injury and how the Warriors knew a little bit more than what was reported about the injury, and then all the reports come out that there was this lady that was there that kind of held that staff down, and once she left, then things just started to get all, sideways with the medical staff. I'm still on that boat where, hey, they messed up. the medical staff, they messed up. And Iguodala basically told the whole world, hey, this is what happened. And even with his own injury, he said they were trying to rush him back out there more than what he wanted it. So, so I'm at that point where I think that the reason for the retirement of the number is just the ownership is trying to show
my bad
some
for what
face.
we did to you.
Yes, to me, that's what that symbolizes. That's what it symbolizes to me.
You make a good point, by the way. But if that's what they did, nah, you can miss me with that bullshit. You can miss me with that.
Because come on, I mean,
because look. What does that mean for Kevin Durant? What does that mean for what y'all did to his career? You hanging his number in the rafters. What does that mean for what you did to his career?
Right. And also, what you're saying to Warriors fans and fans who rode and died with this franchise for a long time, you're telling me that, I mean, of all the... And look, Kevin Durant is going to go to Hall of Fame. He's top 3 player in this game. But, I mean, if we want to go on a list of, and I know we talking Mount Rushmore again, but if you want to go, like, some of the greatest Warriors in the history of the franchise.
Tim Hardaway.
Chris
Mullin.
Mitch Richmond.
Would you go Mitch Richmond?
Run TM.
I mean, you gotta go Steph Curry, bro.
Steph Curry, yeah.
Steph Curry's got to be there.
Yeah, Steph is there. Steph is there.
Tim Hardaway, Chris Mullin, Mitch Richmond, Steph Curry for you.
For me, yes. Now, older heads will probably throw Rick Barry on that list.
I wouldn't.
I wouldn't, but I'm saying that older heads would, go back in time to old Warriors, to the older seasons of the Warriors.
Would you not put Tim Hardaway there because of Tim Hardaway's career with the Heat?
Would I not put him there? But that's the thing. I just wouldn't not put him there. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was a part of something. Like, he was part of something special back in the day. But I mean, then again, Kevin Durant was a part of something special,
and they won titles.
When they won titles, right.
So how could you not put Kevin Durant there?
That's the thing.
And I'm just spitballing. I haven't figured out in my mind who my 4 is.
It's just that when you retire a number, it just means more than just what I think they're doing it for. You're retiring a number.
But if you're saying they're doing it to apologize to Kevin Durant, I'm with you. But but they have an argument in the sense that he came and got them 2 titles.
Sure.
And truth be told is a lot of people feel like it would have been 3 had he not been injured.
Right. And I guess I got to be consistent because if I'm putting Kawhi Leonard in a Mount Rushmore of Toronto Raptors...
Yeah, but that's not fair because the Toronto Raptors don't have many good players.
That's true. They don't have the history that the Warriors have. Sure.
I mean, we leaving out Klay Thompson.
Mm-hmm.
Klay Thompson is why I wouldn't put him there.
Right.
He's certainly should be considered.
Draymond, the same
should be
consideration.
So I don't know.
What about the 017?
Yeah, Baron Davis.
Do you put some of those
Monte
guys
Ellis.
there?
No, but you would have to consider them, like you said. In particular, Baron Davis and
you have
Monte
to consider
Ellis.
Baron Davis.
Yeah, and Monte Ellis to a lesser degree, but for a certain Baron Davis.
And I don't think nobody else there. Like Jason, you wouldn't put Jason Richardson there, would you? I wouldn't put Steven Jackson there.
No, but Jason Richardson,
consideration, right?
Yeah, like I don't know.
So that's what I'm saying. So when you retire a number, you're symbolizing that this was one of the greatest Warriors, like in the history of the franchise.
But Kevin Durant is better than most of those.
Guys. That's true. That's true.
The only gripe on him is that he wasn't drafted by the Warriors.
Right. I'm not knocking the Warriors for doing it. I'm just of the belief that I think the reason they elected to do it
knocking them,
close to that.
I'm kind of knocking them. I was more so trying to figure out a way to not knock them. Mm-hmm. When we put all this together, y'all did this as I'm sorry for fucking your career.
That's how I feel about it, man.
And for that reason, and if that's truly the reason why you did it, no, he shouldn't be there.
I've been trying to tell Warriors fans
he shouldn't be there.
But there was fans caping for the medical staff and all that. I'm like telling y'all they tried to put him back out there.
Who's the starting point guard for the Dallas Mavericks?
Starting point guard. It's not JJ Barea because he's the backup, right? If I can remember correctly. I don't know. I know that the Mavericks were trying to get in on that trade with Jimmy Butler. They were trying to get a third team in there, and there were talks that Dragic would go to Dallas. And could you imagine if that happens? You got 3 Euros on a roster. You got Luka.
But don't Luka play point?
Luka,
I think Luka plays point
a little bit. I think he plays a little bit of point, but I think he's a shooting guard.
Oh, okay.
If you ask me, but I believe he's played some point throughout the year. But since we're talking Dallas, they're extending Porzingis coming off the injury,
so
$100 and something million
so I guess
contract.
Nothing's coming of that case.
I guess not, man. But they also signed Seth Curry.
That's why I asked because they were signing Seth Curry, and I don't think Seth Curry is a starting point guard. So I wanted to know who was there.
You got the Greek Freak's brother there.
Yeah, they drafted him. I want to say this year.
Trey Burke, who's bounced around a little bit. Hardaway Jr. is a shooting guard. Devin Harris is still in the league.
Shouldn't be. I'll say that. But hey,
wow.
So for all intents and purposes, because I know Devin Harris ain't starting.
Courtney
Brunson,
Jalen Brunson.
Yep.
Okay.
He's probably because he might be starting. I don't know.
He might be
starting.
He might be.
So Seth Curry got an opportunity to start, huh?
Yeah. There's potential there for certain, man. It's potential. Dallas is one of those teams that I just don't know what to make of them.
Now, I know I just said he ain't a starting point guard in my mind, but if I'm looking at Seth Curry with Luka and who is their shooting guard?
Well, Tim Hardaway Jr. is probably going to go to the bench.
Well, Luka's a 3.
Luka's a 3?
Yeah, he's a 3.
Oh, okay. So Jalen Brunson, Tim Hardaway Jr., Luka Doncic, Kristaps Porzingis,
and I don't know how good Antetokounmpo,
the Greek Freak brother. I don't know.
I don't know how good he is, and what his chances.
We know he ain't his brother, but
well, we don't know that yet. We didn't see him play a game.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
And you figure I saw this on on Facebook the other day. We talking about 4. Every year in 6 years, Greek Freak just gradually getting better and better and better. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
Like statistically, just like every year, his point total went up. Every year, I think his rebound total went up.
Right.
Something like that. So he gradually got to where he is now. Year after year.
Right.
We never did. I think we ever did got an opportunity to say congratulations to Greek Freak for winning the MVP. I still
Yes, sir.
Stand where I stand, but
yes, sir.
Congratulations to a good year.
Absolutely,
for certain. Let's talk about the Denver Nuggets, man.
That is going to be a dangerous squad next year.
Jamal Murray gets a extension, 5 years, $170 million.
Well deserved.
Yeah, for certain deserved. They need to get him locked up now.
The front office for the Nuggets are making some smart moves.
Yeah.
You lock up Jokic because you know he's going to cost more if he hits the market, and the same with Jamal Murray.
Yeah.
Get him to a contract and give him some stability there.
You're already developing Jokic's replacement.
What, Bobo?
Yeah, not necessarily his replacement, but you're developing a guy whose game is similar.
Right.
He
So
don't
Twin
pass
Towers
he doesn't
there.
pass as well as Jokic, but you're developing somebody that's similar and
Ooh, and this move should not go unnoticed. They retained Paul Millsap.
Yeah.
Yes, because I know you talked about that being very critical, and they got it done.
Yeah. So that's another team that's on the championship clock.
Yep.
Because of Millsap.
Yep.
See, I think Millsap is the type of player that gets them over the hump.
That's the vet.
Yeah, that's the type of guy that gets them over the hump.
Still gets you 16, 17 a game.
Yeah.
So even at his age,
Yeah. So they're definitely going to be dangerous, and like I said, they're going to want to try to do this now.
Yep.
They got a championship team now.
Yep.
Yeah.
But they better hope Kawhi don't go to the Lakers.
Yeah.
Because it seems like if that happens, then it seems like it's a foregone conclusion that
it's a wrap.
If
Kawhi Leonard goes to the Lakers, it's a wrap.
LeBron, Kuzma, AD, Kawhi, and whatever else they put around them,
whatever they throw at
Rondo, maybe they bring Lance back.
It don't even matter who they put at that fifth. Who what's missing? Because see, you know what's crazy about the Lakers right now?
Right.
If they were to get him, if they got Kawhi Leonard, it's easy. I'm putting LeBron at point guard. Period.
Yeah.
It's happening.
Yeah,
it is happening.
Because I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, yo, that's really like their front court. But you could really put LeBron
at point
at
guard
the one,
and I'm taking my chances.
There you go. Yeah, your critical positions. You got your center in AD.
Yeah.
You got your wing in Kawhi.
Yeah.
You get your point in LeBron.
I'm putting him at point guard, and I'm not. And I'm telling everybody else, I don't care what you put at the 4, and I don't care what you put at the 2.
And I tell you what, Iguodala, if Memphis releases him, which I think they will, the Lakers are the type that'll go out and get Iguodala on a 1-year contract, just because of that veteran championship experience right there.
I hope they don't. I hope they don't get him.
I hope they don't get him either.
But if they get him, you can go ahead. In my mind, you can cancel Christmas. You can cancel Christmas.
It's crazy
that
it's that way.
You
but
can
I have a hard time believing that Kawhi, who's got 2 titles, and this goes under the radar a little bit, but he won his titles beating super teams. Like he beat the Heat when he was with San Antonio, when he beat the Warriors with Toronto, and so it's like,
but he ain't really beat a super team in the Warriors though.
Sure, they were compromised with some injuries, but nonetheless, he's got the chips. We can't take that away from him.
Yeah. He got the chip,
and he's proven.
Oh, he's solid. He's Teflon.
Yeah, I just have a hard time seeing him go to a team that he knows. And now maybe LeBron is, LeBron is aging. I don't want to say maybe, but LeBron is aging, but he still could get you 20.
LeBron will still get you 25.
Points. He'll still get you 25 points.
He'll still get you 25. Kawhi's going to get you 25.
AD's
going to get you 20
whose team is
to
this?
25.
With those 3 guys together,
LeBron.
Whose team is this?
That's still LeBron's team.
Okay. I'm with you.
Yeah, it's still LeBron's
I
team.
just have a hard time believing Kawhi wants that.
It's going to be similar to Kyrie when Kyrie and LeBron had their dynamic. It's LeBron's team, but Kawhi needs to be
clutch.
fed.
Yeah.
He needs to be fed. He needs these moments. Yeah.
Yeah.
And LeBron has no problem deferring. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like, like Steph and KD.
Right.
It's Steph's team.
Yep.
But go on, KD. Go on.
Okay.
Do what you do.
All right.
Do what you do.
All right.
Yeah.
I don't want that to happen.
No, let's be clear. I don't want. I don't want.
Go to the Clippers or stay in Toronto.
Yeah.
Let there be equality.
I heard it.
NBA.
I heard this. I think I heard Max Kellerman said if he goes to the Clippers, are they a championship team?
I think they're a championship team. Will they get to the finals? I think still remains a question mark. Mm-hmm. But I do think they are a championship caliber team.
So you think they're a championship? Okay, you think a championship caliber, but you don't. Yeah. But you're not sure. I don't think they're beating the Lakers.
Kawhi with a Patrick Beverly, who they just extended 3 years, $40 million. Montrezl Harrell, a championship coach in Doc Rivers,
and Lou Williams.
Off the bench. So LeBron and AD and Kuzma and whoever else they get trumps Kawhi, Patrick Beverly, Montrezl Harrell, Doc Rivers coaching that squad.
I think AD dominates whoever's in that front court. Let's be very clear.
Okay.
He dominates whoever's in that front court.
Okay.
LeBron...
It'd be like the early 2000s.
Yeah, I don't know if it'd be quite that, but
okay.
But he dominates whoever's in that front court in the Clippers. Harrell, whoever is in that front court.
Hey, that might be a great series, though. If it comes down to that.
Yeah, but I just don't see them being able to deal with that.
Now, on the Lakers, can somebody deal with Kawhi? That's the thing too.
To answer your question, but is that going to be enough to see? Here's the thing:
does that trump AD being unstoppable?
Because here's the thing. Because here's the thing. We spoke about it when we talked about the finals. Mm-hmm. Those role players had to eventually step up.
Yep.
I know Lou Williams is capable.
Absolutely,
he's a dog.
Yep.
I don't know nobody else in that team that's capable.
Patrick Beverly, not from a scoring standpoint.
But that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about points. Because they're going to have to score with LA.
Sure, but what if you need that one stop? Patrick Beverly might get you that stop.
Unless if you're guarding a point guard, yeah.
Yeah, Patrick Beverly's a pest now.
Patrick Beverly ain't doing nothing with top tier players.
Okay.
Go see last series when the Clippers got put out by Golden State.
Yeah, no, sure, but that was just more. That was just like
that's KD,
a monster going up against
that. But that's my point.
That's the Monstars going against the Looney Tunes.
But,
you know what I'm saying?
But that's my point. Patrick Beverly is never going to be put in a situation where his defense is going to win or lose them a game because they're never going to put him up against a top caliber guy.
Sure,
because he's just not big enough.
Sure,
yeah. But so it's not like we need to stop and LeBron got the ball. Let's put Patrick Beverly on LeBron. That's stupid. LeBron's going to run over him.
Sure,
you know what I'm saying?
Sure. Yeah, I think it'll make for a great series.
I do think it'll be a good series. I don't think it'll be an interesting series in the sense that when asses get tight, nobody's going to be able to deal with AD.
Right. But to answer your question, I'm not confident that they can win the finals, but I do think there's championship DNA with this roster once you add Kawhi there.
Does Hassan Whiteside change the trajectory of the Blazers?
So you're basically replacing him with Nurkic, who I don't know what. But what's his timetable to return? Because he had that leg injury.
Well, I'm understanding he'd be back this year. Maybe
mid season.
When I read Hassan Whiteside got signed.
Right.
I was under the impression that Nurkic is going to be back within the beginning of the year. Not necessarily.
Okay.
Maybe not opening day.
Okay.
But opening night. But he's going to be there.
Okay. So for the Blazers, for me, this is a depth move. This is just trying to build the bench for the Blazers because they lost.
They got rid of
Seth Curry's not there no more, right?
But they lost.
They lost. Who did they just trade over to Miami? Was it Mo Harkless?
Harkless and somebody.
Aminu. They lost Aminu too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess you got to replace those.
And
guys.
Whiteside should be better than both of those guys put together.
He should be.
Yeah.
He should be. I think if you're Hassan Whiteside, you have to be energetic about playing with Dame, Dollar, and CJ. You have to be. Because you're playing with better players.
You're playing with two better players.
You know what I'm saying?
You're playing with three better players if you count Nurkic.
Yes.
I'm not saying he shouldn't be energetic. I'm saying that
is he the piece that takes him?
Well, that is my question. Yes, but is Whiteside going to be a double-double? Because that
depends on how much time he gets. If you're going to split between him and Nurkic,
why are they both not on the floor at the same time?
Well, true.
Yeah, why are they not on both?
True.
Yeah,
you can put them both there. I'm just.
Why is he? He should be a 17-10. He should be a 17-10 guy.
Do those guys? Well, I know Hassan Whiteside doesn't space the floor. Does Nurkic space the floor?
No.
That's going to be tough. I mean, granted, your front court is
Whiteside. Well, let me say that. Let me take that back. He doesn't stretch it to the three. I've seen him be capable
from
of
15?
shooting 15s. Yeah.
Okay.
I've seen. I'm not super familiar with Nurkic, but I know I've seen Whiteside be able to shoot a 15-footer.
So for the most part, they're not a threat from the outside. At least your front court, if you're the Blazers, not a threat.
But they got time to bring in some.
They do
a three.
They do.
Yeah, they got time to bring in a three. I don't know what their money look like, but they got time to bring in a three.
Yeah. Well, they extended Dame's contract,
and Rodney Hood is still there.
Rodney Hood is still there. So. Yeah, I think they're right where they left off, if you ask me. Mm-hmm. I don't know if the Whiteside addition makes them better, but I do think from a depth perspective, I do think they had to reassure that because of the pieces they lost. So I like.
But I thought they traded. I thought that was a trade. They traded Whiteside. For Harkless.
Yeah, they traded Whiteside for Harkless, but I think Aminu went somewhere else.
Okay.
I think Aminu went somewhere else, but Harkless went to Miami.
Well, I ain't tripping off Aminu. I wasn't nor Harkless.
No, I wasn't tripping off of both of those guys. And they were solid during the postseason run. They were solid for the most part. But
they didn't score.
They're replaceable. Yeah, but did they need to score?
Yes. That's the Blazers' problem. They can't score points.
With CJ and Dame?
But CJ and Dame, it's not like CJ and Dame giving you 80 points. They're giving you like 50, 60 points. And that's not bad. I'm just saying that you need more from your supporting players.
Sure. And I get that not a lot of teams have that. I mean, there's only, a handful of teams that really have right now.
No, but you get guys. So if you got ideally, if you have a 25-point guy, you should have a 20-point guy. You should have a
15
guy,
and then maybe like a 11 to 12.
And then you should also have if I'm doing accounting, you should have at least two guys that's giving you 10 to 12.
Right.
So
roster wise, total the amount of guys that should be giving you double figures per game.
I'm saying like 5.
5, okay. As long as that top guy's putting 25.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, that's just how my math works.
Okay.
So
okay.
Yeah, if you getting that, and I don't even think that adds up to 100. So if I'm thinking about 25, 20, that's 45, 15, 60. And then 60 plus 2 10s is 80.
Yep. And then if you got a good bench, they give you 8 to 9 a game.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. So they get a lot of guys that get donuts and 2s.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. So we gotta talk about this team's moves right here. So the Utah Jazz, right? So they go out, they trade for Mike Conley from Memphis. They get rid of Ricky Rubio, and I think he went to the Suns or something crazy like that. Yeah. So they get him in the backcourt with Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah.
And then they also
love it.
Add number 44 from Indiana, the white boy, Bogdanovich. Yeah. They get some scoring on that roster because the Jazz need scoring too.
Yeah,
as great defensively as they are, they need scoring. And Donovan Mitchell needs help. He can't carry the load by himself. So you got these guys.
But I don't know if I don't. Donovan Mitchell is still going to be like Mike Conley. You think he giving you 20?
I think Mike Conley can give you 20.
Okay.
He was doing that in Memphis.
Yeah, but in Memphis, he was really the only guy there. You get what I'm saying?
Sure.
Like, so he had to score points.
Right. So now in this situation, does he really have to put up 20?
I think he does. If your gripe is they need scoring, I think they need 20, or Ingles need to score 20, and Ingles is not scoring 20.
Well, not just that. I think the problem with the Jazz from maybe this was a couple years ago when they were going up against the Rockets in the second round was that when Rubio wasn't there to run the floor, that left the responsibilities to Donovan Mitchell to do that. So not only did Donovan Mitchell have to score, he also had to run the floor. And by judging what I saw, I don't feel like that's really his game to have both responsibilities at the same time.
So they need a backup point guard.
So, they got Mike Conley for this reason. So Mike Conley can run the floor.
But if you're saying when Rick Rubio sits down,
and I'm talking about when he was injured, actually.
Oh, okay.
When Rubio was injured during that playoffs,
I thought you were talking about like when he sits down, takes
no, not that.
Gotcha. Okay,
when he was like gone.
Gotcha.
When he was gone, Donovan Mitchell really struggled because he was trying to do both at the same time. So you bring in Mike Conley, and that takes pressure off of Donovan Mitchell from the standpoint that really all Donovan Mitchell got to do is just score the basketball. He can get 5 assists every now and then, but for the most part, that's what you want him doing is scoring the basketball.
So we need him in the upper echelon of scoring next year.
Exactly. And Mike Conley can run the floor from the point position. He can also get you 17, 18 points a game.
And I don't know what Ingles is averaging. If I had to take a guess at what Ingles was averaging, I would say 16, 17 points.
Okay, and then you bring in the other white boy who also is averaging 17, 18 points.
The other white boy
from Indiana, Bogdanovich.
Do you think he's going to average that? And he's probably coming off the bench.
Bogdanovich, yeah. But that I think that's great for Utah.
I don't know if he's,
they got that depth.
He can score. I don't know if he's a consistent scorer. Like
no, he's not consistent. Like I don't think he's going to give you 20. He might give you 20 every 4 or 5 games.
But he's like averaging 12 though.
I'd say,
and that's just me
like
guessing.
14, 15. I'd say like 14, 15, something like that.
I don't know. Yeah. What I'm thinking is that this onus, without remembering their roster like that, the onus is going to be on Ingles and Conley to step up scoring.
Yeah, no question. So last year with the Pacers, without Oladipo, keep this in mind. So he had to put some points up. He averaged 18 points, 4 rebounds. But the previous year, when Oladipo was healthy, he averaged 14 points, 3 rebounds. Okay. So, yeah.
And before that, he was with Washington, right?
He was with 13 points a game.
Okay, yeah. See, and he's going to be, to my guesstimation, he's going to be in that same role in Utah that he's been in every year of his career outside of the year where Oladipo was out.
And that's all he does is shoot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So I can't imagine him really being, and I said 12, but I give him 14. I give him 15.
Right.
That still, in my mind, leaves room where Conley got to step up and Ingles got to step up.
Ingles got to step up.
Scoring wise. I'm just talking about scoring.
Donovan Mitchell, you'd like to
I would like to see him in the top 3 scoring wise.
Like top 3 in the league?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're talking 27, 28.
27, yeah.
Okay.
I would like to see him there.
No, that's not a bad barometer. That's not bad at all. So then now who else you looking at for scoring? Are you looking at Because Rudy Gobert is not a scorer.
He's going to get you 10, 12.
But
we know that.
He improved on his scoring last year. He improved a bit. I don't know if there's much ceiling for that.
I don't think there's much ceiling for that.
But if Rudy Gobert does what he did last year, which with
me guessing off the top of my head, I'd say it's 15.
You said how many?
15.
Okay, 16. Yeah. You're close. But the year before that, it was 13, and then the year before that, it was 14. But
so you think?
I think there's slight room for improvement. It wouldn't surprise me if he kept the 16 points per game pace.
I mean, but what about his game says to you that offensively he can improve? Because he's an alley-oop, pick-and-roll dunk type of guy.
The dude's got hops. He's athletic.
Now, I'll give you this.
Yep.
Conley is probably going to be really good at pick-and-roll.
Yeah.
I mean, he did it with Marc Gasol.
Yep.
But Marc Gasol could step out and shoot, too.
That's true, too. And we haven't seen that with Rudy Gobert.
Yeah, I'm pretty confident he doesn't have it.
That's true.
They
got some depth, though.
My point stands, I think. Because even if he got you 15...
Yep.
Bogdanovich got you 15.
Yep.
I still think Ingles need to get you 20. Yep. I still think that Conley needs to get you 20.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
And he's capable of doing that because I've seen him do it before.
Mm-hmm.
He's capable of that. I want to say what's up to Susan Sparrow in the chat room.
What's happening?
How you doing? What's going on? So, and my only concern with the Jazz, though, and I like Jay Crowder because I think he brings a defensive presence to the team. They had to use him in a trade to get Conley, so they lose Jay Crowder.
Yeah.
I just wonder how much that could affect them.
He's
from
a wing defender.
Yeah.
He's a wing
and
defender.
The Jazz play defense.
Yeah.
So I wonder how much that's going to affect him.
Mm-hmm.
Moving down the road here. So
but they got some young wing players though, like that cat 23. I forget his name.
Exum.
No, Exum is like 11 or something. He's a young, like a short point guard.
Oh, okay.
20. I forget 23's name. But they got young wing cats.
Okay. Now Derek Favors. I thought I saw his name somewhere where
he's powerful. Oh, like he's gone?
Like he's gone. I thought I saw something where he's not with them anymore. Pelicans acquiring Derek Favors from the Jazz.
And that means something even.
Yeah.
Derek Favors being gone, that means something.
Yeah. Losing both of those guys.
Yeah.
Jay Crowder there. So Kyle Korver's still there.
Yeah. That's just shooting.
Grayson Allen's gone.
I didn't know Grayson Allen was gone.
Yeah, I think he was a part of the Conley package.
Yeah, I think Grayson Allen is going to be all right. I like Grayson Allen. He ain't showed up yet, but
right. Sorry, Korver went to the Grizzlies too in the trade for Mike Conley. So
yeah, shit. Oh, look, hey, yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah, it is. It's a lot to lose.
That's a lot to lose. Yeah.
Yep. Just a couple more notes here. Rudy Gay stays with the Spurs. Yeah. No big deal. JJ Redick goes to the Pelicans. That's really sort of like a veteran situation there.
And they shooting.
Yep. And so
especially with Lonzo Ball there.
Right. So you got that dynamic there along with Ingram, Ball, and Zion's going to be there. So you think the Pelicans got a shot at the playoffs?
Yes. Yes.
It's going to be tough, man.
It's going to be tough.
Yeah.
But if you ask me, do they have a shot?
They have a shot. They have a shot.
They have a shot.
It's going to be
100%. They have a shot.
It's going to be difficult.
It's going to be difficult.
Yeah.
I mean, y'all, you love Drew Holiday.
Yeah, and it's funny because I thought they would have dealt him already.
Yeah.
Too, but obviously, they want to keep him, and maybe he gets dealt in the middle of the season. Mm-hmm. But yeah, Drew Holiday's still there, and they got a good squad.
I like Lonzo Ball. I know he ain't there yet.
Right.
I like Lonzo Ball.
Mm-hmm.
I do. Josh Hart. He
forgot about Josh Hart. Yeah.
He ain't Cheeks. Brandon Ingram ain't sorry.
Oh nah.
I
hope he recovers from them blood clots.
Yeah.
And gets back to the floor.
But he ain't no slouch.
No. It's gonna be rough.
Yeah, 100%.
It's gonna be rough. So I know you wanted to get into Colin Kaepernick and the Nike thing.
Yeah,
and I think you have a little bit more than what I do because I've seen the headline, but I haven't really read specifically what the reasoning for everything that happened was. So.
Oh well, I keep it. And before we get into that, I do want to congratulate Corey. I don't want to say Corey Goff.
Corey Goff, yep,
from Atlanta, who beats Venus Williams in the Wimbledon. 15 years old. I just found out today that she is related to a good friend of mine's who, a good friend of mine's from my acting days. Who I love telling this story. She wrote a song for Kindred and the Family.
Okay, Family Soul.
Yeah, she wrote a song for them. It's actually a popular song.
Okay,
but I just like throwing that in there when I talk about this girl. Shout out to Kristen.
I was about to start naming off songs, but I'm not going to extend this podcast.
Yeah, I'll show you. You know the song.
Yep.
It's called "Where Would I Be."
That's the name. That's the first name I was going to throw out there.
My good friend Kristen wrote that song.
Okay.
In college, actually. So go figure. But she's related to Corey Goff.
Okay.
Who beat Venus and Wimbledon. Shout out to her. Mocha Bella wants us to know that she lives in Florida. Okay, Florida girl. But shouts out to her.
Mocha got a rep for her state.
100%. But getting to the Colin Kaepernick situation. The short of the situation is Nike was going to release a pair of Air Max 1s that...
with the flag on the back.
Yeah.
Okay.
And...
the Betsy Ross flag or something
yes, with the 13 states that represented the 13 states or whatever.
Yes, the stars.
And
in a circle,
essentially, Colin Kaepernick got wind of it, went to somebody... and said, "Nah, this ain't gonna work."
Yep.
And this ain't gonna work because this flag represents a time where slavery was legal.
Yep.
How you Nike, where all straight up black people support your product, gonna put these out.
Yep.
And have people like, now I ain't gonna say me because I know better, but it's a good looking shoe if you didn't know shit about
the flag and what that represents.
For. Yep. And with it coming out around Independence Day, it was a mess. It was Colin Kaepernick once again seeing the situation and like, nah, bro, if I'm gonna be here, you gonna hear about it. And they decided not to release the shoe. But I did hear that you can get the shoe. They just won't be released like mainstream. Like you can get, they're gonna be like limited edition
online,
and now people gonna be buying them for $2,000 to $5,000.
Okay,
but they won't be. You won't be able to walk to the finish line and get a pair of these. Because I think they were supposed to come out sometime around Independence Day or the 4th, which is Thursday, obviously. So, and then I'm reading. I was when I went looking for the picture of the shoe.
The governor of Arizona
pulling Nike's state aid because he's embarrassed for the company.
Now he's embarrassed for the company in a sense that they complied to Kaepernick's request to pull the shoe.
Right. This governor's name. Let's see if we can find his name because I want to know this racist son of a bitch. And I want to know the dude's name. And then Twitter, the Twitter thing that I'm looking at is not. Oh, there you go. Doug Ducey. GOP Governor Doug Ducey made the announcement that he ordered the Arizona Commerce Authority to withdraw all financial incentive dollars under the discretion that the state was providing for the company to locate to Arizona.
Well, Doug Ducey, you're a doozy. You're a douche.
Yeah.
For doing that. And double applause for Kaepernick.
Yeah.
For pointing it out.
Yep.
No doubt.
And Doug Ducey, you get the White Bread Award.
And double applause for Nike.
For listening.
For certain.
Because at this point, what does Nike have to prove? And look, and let's be clear.
Not a damn thing.
Not a damn thing. And let's be clear. And let's be very, 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 very significantly clear on this. When Nike did this deal, $130 million, whatever they did with Colin Kaepernick.
Yep.
It's not like Nike all of a sudden became these great moral people, and they were still.
Business is business,
right?
Money is money.
They still are dealing with oppressive consumers. They're still doing deals with people who think black people are lesser than.
Yes, absolutely.
So it's not like they had no reason to be like, "Hey, Colin Kaepernick, we're gonna listen to you."
Right?
They could have been like, "Get out of my face."
They could have, but I think like I said earlier, business is business, and I think what Kaepernick brought to the table in terms of the concern that he had for the shoe is that, hey, look, this is not what I stand for here.
Yeah, and if they would have told me, and if they would have said, "Nah, we still gonna release the shoe," he would have made that shoe bad for business.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, okay.
Exactly.
Yeah,
so again, with Nike, this is a business move.
Yeah,
they knew what they had to do this, and I got to applaud Nike for doing that. So.
Yeah, even if it was just a business move.
Pretty much,
because it was just a business move.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Shout out to everybody listening in the chat room this evening, y'all. We appreciate the X Squad affiliates. We appreciate everyone out there listening, not in the chat room. Also, our international listeners. We appreciate everybody listening weekly. Don't forget, folks, just check out the Facebook page. Check out the Instagram page at Barbershop Sports Talk Podcast. Also, you can find us on Twitter at Barbershop SPOR2 and the website barbershopsportstalkpodcast.com. We got previous episodes of shows, so make sure you check that out. We got the blog page, and I think because of the madness that was happening in my life, I'm about due for a blog. So folks, make sure y'all check out the blog page, and then also the video page, which we upload to our YouTube page as well. And again, I'll reiterate, we want to thank the YouTube listeners, the viewers for that matter. We want to thank the YouTube people that support us on that platform as well. So if you're on YouTube and you haven't subscribed to us, please subscribe to us. We put out videos every week from this show that we do weekly, so check that out. And if you got any questions or comments about the show, just hit us up on the email barbershopsportstalk1@gmail.com. So if you got nothing else to say, man, Trey Frazier, Maestro Styles, we signing off. We'll see you next week. Peace. Yo, what's good? This is Trey Frazier, Maestro Styles. This is the Barbershop Sports Talk Podcast. Sir. Make sure y'all tune in to us every Tuesday night, 7 o'clock to 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time.